It's Monday the 3rd of February in the Vendée Globe, the skipper's 85th day at sea. And it's proving to be a manic Monday, with first of all Damien Seguin having already finished, Roura just a few miles from the finish line, and we are expecting many more to come in today. Benjamin Ferre, Tanguy Le Turquais, Isabelle Joschke, Jean Le Cam, Conrad Colman, and possibly also Giancarlo Pedote, which makes it an incredible day in Les Sables. Yesterday we saw Romain Attanasio come in, and so we take a look at his finish, and also Yannick Bestaven made his way up the channel. He didn't finish officially because he had to stop over in Ushuaia to do those repairs on his steering system and various other bits, but he completed the course and he also received a hero's welcome. We then take a look at the tracker, the leaderboard, PredictWind routing options for Kojiro Shiraishi, and then we hear from Kojiro as he approaches the Azores, and then we finish off with a clip from Jingkun Xu. For the charismatic 47-year-old French skipper Romain Attanasio, finishing the Vendée Globe solo round-the-world race is becoming something of a habit. When he sailed Fortinet Best Western across the finish line off Les Sables this Sunday morning at 10:50 to take 14th place from 40 starters, it was the third consecutive time he had made the finish line in a very respectable placing. His elapsed time for the race is 43 days, 22 hours, 48 minutes, and he finished 3 days and 34 minutes behind 13th place Sam Davis on Initiative's curve. It is a very solid result for Attanasio, who managed to put distance on the big group of boats behind him, led by Damien Seguin. And in the Indian Ocean in mid-December, Attanasio enjoyed the happy news he is to be a father for the second time. He has stepped up his speeds and performance on each successive race, this time sailing and foiling a mocha for the first time in the shape of the former Malaysia. Soon after Attanasio at 12:10 UTC, it was a different kind of victory for Yannick Bestaven, skipper of Maitre Coq 5, completing his round-the-world trip outside the race rankings. After a technical stopover in Ushuaia at the beginning of January, the winner of the 2020 edition ended his extraordinary adventure, to which he has devoted nearly 20 years of his life. I was in the right group for 2/3 of this Vendée Globe, but really it seems fate had other ideas, said Bestaven. The decision to abandon was hard to make, but there was just no choice. Patagonia is a beautiful place. This Vendée Globe really thereafter turned into a new adventure. I will always remember the one I won 4 years ago, but I will keep this edition engraved in my memory too. It was a very real and beautiful adventure. We forget that aspect too often, and then racing with the boat still in the race really motivated me to be in Les Sables as soon as possible. And then this channel. It was important to me to experience it outside COVID. So here we are, the channel, during the day, on a Sunday, and in the sunshine. It was just royal. On the tracker at the time of recording, we can see Damien Seguin has finished in 84 days, 20 hours, 31 minutes, 48 seconds. But the battle between Benjamin Ferre and Roura is absolutely incredible. Just 5.4 and 5.5 nautical miles to go, and 0.1 of a nautical mile separating them. This is after their 27,000 miles sailed. And then we've got Tanguy Le Turquais in 18th, and if we scroll out a bit, we can then start to see the next group. We've got Isabelle Joschke in 19th, who's going to be finishing today as well. And then a little bit further back, we've got Jean Le Cam in 20th and Conrad Colman in 21st. Conrad Colman only has now 110 nautical miles, 115 nautical miles to finish. And then a little bit further off we can see there Giancarlo Pedote in 22nd place. He may well also finish today. Just 225 nautical miles to go until the finish line, but making 13.3 knots. The group from 23rd onwards are rounding the Azores at the moment, led by Greg Saudet, and then we've got Violet d'Orange up to 24th and Kojiro Shiraishi in 25th. Now, we've done the PredictWind routing options for Shiraishi, so it's going to be very interesting to see what he does. Stay on this video to see that in a bit. Antoine Cornick in 28th is approaching the latitude of the Cape Verde Islands, and we can see Oliver here is across the equator and into the northern hemisphere, as is Jingkun Xu, who we will see in a little bit has got quite a bit of heat on his boat. And then we can see in 31st, 32nd and 33rd we've got Manuel Cousin, Fabrice Amadeo and Dennis van Weyenberg making their way up the South Atlantic with just under 5,000 nautical miles to Les Sables. On the leaderboard at 1000 hours UTC, we're taking a look at this group from 16th to 22nd place. I find it incredible that after 85 days at sea, that things are just so close. That battle between Alabn Roura and Benjamin Ferre is going to play out over the next hour probably, and we're going to see who's going to take 16th place. But all around the place we've got these incredible battles still happening and all about to finish within a day. Yesterday I speculated that Kojiro Shiraishi could actually end up going to the southeast of the Azores exclusion zone, and so sailworld.com's New Zealand editor Richard Gladwell took a look at the PredictWind routing options for him. There are a couple of options that way, but the most interesting is the blue line, where he goes all the way up to the Fastnet Rock off island, and that ends up being the winning option going into Les Sables at the moment.
はい、2月2日です。風が出てきましたね。多分今日の夜にはかなりもうちょっと吹いてくるんじゃないかと思います。やっとアゾレスハイを抜けて、北上にかかる感じですね。はい、多分、今日の夜からいい風入ってくるんじゃないかと思います。本当にね、夜はね、星がずっと綺麗でしたね。北極星もかなり高い位置に、上がってました。これから、北上して、なるべく早くアゾレス諸島を回り込んでフランスに向かいたいと思います。はい、いつもありがとうございます。応援ありがとうございます。頑張ります。チャオ。
现在温度已经有39度了。太热了。我们这条赛船上一切的设计都是为了考虑性能，就是没有考虑人的舒适性，没有一个通风的窗户。所以现在整个这个区域就是被一个高温加热的一个小闷炉，一点风都进不来，太热了。中国人运气最多的一个饭，就是这一桌年夜饭。要不咱俩弄点水降降温。
Thank you for watching today as we continue to bring you news from the Vendée Globe as it happens. Really appreciate all of you who have subscribed to our channel. If you haven't, please do using the button down here, and take a look at sailworld.com and yachtsandyachting.com, where we bring you so much more from the world of sailing.